This morning's tactical enhancement is an ensemble of caffeine. This morning we're playing Warhammer, the old world, 8,000 fucking points. And I thought the table would be a bit too long, but no. So on the Beastmen side, we have 1,200 points worth of Andrew's stuff over there, and we have the rest in Doug's stuff over here. And might I say, rather a lot of it is right on the very edge, opposite my boys. I'm going to take that personally.
The ruins look so cool, we have to put them in there.
Yeah, they do look the part. And I'll rather than try and describe it all, I'm just going to scroll along the table here. What have we got? We've got a massive shit show of fellas here.
Doug, do you want to run through what's here? Three
borders,
two giants,
it'll take a bit long. There's stuff, lots and lots of stuff. That's the problem. And stuff over here is Andrew's. He's been working on his for a while. And he's got his kitty cats. I think they're probably something not kitty cat, but they look good. And look at these fellas, don't they look the part. Right, so that's the Beastmen army. And as I shuffle around, I'll explain a bit. The table's about 5.5 foot wide, so we set it up so everyone's 12 inches from the center line. But nobody could set up more than 24 inches away from the center line. That's why there's this space at the back. Well, it's not why there's space at the back. The Beastmen, they'd be forward anyway, but there's space at the back for the Dwarfs. That's the Dwarfs. I stacked them all up over here. Use that little bit of hill there for the big guns. And we got a bunch of guys who will move forward. More guns. There's a little bit of entrenchment. And this hill in the middle, half of that hill is cliff face. That's impossible to move over. So that funnels the Beastmen to the left and to the right, and that's the rest of it. There is no mission because it's too big and we can't be fucked and we want to get done today. The Dwarfs finished setting up first, unsurprisingly. Each person's army is done as their own army, so they're effectively allies. So you'll probably find 2 generals and 2 standard bearers on each side of the game. And now we'll roll some dice to see who goes first. If I can find my dice.
Gentlemen, Andrew, here you go.
Alright. And we get, 3 dice aside, whoever gets the highest.
3 dice aside?
Well, that's 3 of you guys, I'll just roll 2 dice.
Alright, and I'm rolling.
Yeah, there we go. We did a bit shit.
Oh, we did shit. They got 8. 5, 6.
Oh, damn it. Alright, well, the Beastmen are going first.
Damn it!
And I may not be talking very much during this video. It may be a bunch of still shots with some sarcastic commentary. We'll see what we can get away with. So you want to finish this fucking shit show before tea time.
Right, yeah, everyone move forward.
Yeah, on that note, I'm going to take a wild guess here and say they're going to come right at us. And a Beastmen turn 1 because the fuckers got to come at us. And yes, look at them. They're coming at us all over the place. From over there, all the way along here. These guys have decided to go to Emilio because apparently I'm getting picked on enough over here. And so they all are. This bloke here threw a rock at the Dwarf army and he aimed at, where is it? This unit here in the middle. And it landed next to this unit. And as Andrew pointed out, he threw a rock at an entire Dwarf army and missed. And that's it. No magic, no shooting. So I actually had time to film. On that note, we'll get into the Dwarf turn 1. Alright, Dwarf turn. Emilio's advanced in the middle onto the hill. He's advanced these guys up the guts. Fired over here, didn't do a lot. Our dice rolls for the cannons are a bit shit this turn. Unfortunately, that won't be the last time they shoot. Gyro bumped off one of these. We picked off a chariot and wounded another, mostly with light arms, because my organ gun did fuck all. And I think I did a bit of damage to the flame cannon, that's about it. Over here, the cannons fired away and took 5 of the 6 wounds off of that prick. And we put some wounds onto the other chariot. We actually polished off that first chariot with a cannonball that went through and took out a bunch of these guys as well. And what we've mainly done over here is give ourselves one more turn before we end melee. Because probably the only thing that can charge is these guys, and I'm really not worried about them. Well, the chariot will give it a go, but I'm not worried about him either. And then that's about it. So we just shot and shot and shot. Cannons on my side were, not complete shit, but on Emilio's side they were woeful. That's probably the summary of this turn. On that note, we'll go into Beastmen Turn 2. Right, while we're sorting out what's happening on the other side of the table, I'll explain what happened here. These guys all moved up. Look at that lovely, pretty array of shit show there. There was also a Gorgon, and it moved right in front of these guys, so I'd get no bonuses to initiative to charge. Then, this fucker threw a rock at this unit here like he did last time, but instead of it going wide that way, it went wide that way. On a 4+, the template was over the Gorgon. On a 4+, he hit it. Then he rolled a 6 to wound his own guy. Then they failed the morale test and had already lost 5 wounds, so he killed his own fucking Gorgon right in front of our lines. That was gold. A chariot charged into these guys, but they've got that rune that stops charge bonuses from occurring, so they didn't get the impact hits. We still killed one guy, but we chopped him up, and he was already wounded, so he took off. That was the end of that. These guys charged a gyro. That one fired and fled, so they redirected into the other gyro that fired and fled. They're over here now. And they couldn't do much after that. So we'll have to work out what to do about this situation next turn. A bit of riff-raff shot at this guy, didn't do anything. Over here, this big fella charged these dwarves, whiffed like whiffity whiff, except for the stomps, which actually killed 4. But he lost. We'll have a look at the Troll Slayers in a moment, because the Troll Slayers are being charged. Over here, the entire Slayer unit got annihilated on the fucking charge before he even had a chance to hit back. Except for the Demon Slayer, who smashed the Shartak with his killing blow and all the rest of his guff.
And he's got 1 wound.
And he's got 1 wound left, which is just the way he likes it. So that was...
Well, he'll get initiative now, because he's done the charge, so he'll get the first try.
Oh, there you go. Brilliant. Alright, well, we'll get to have a bit of biff there in a second. And enough guys were killed. This guy was separated out from that fight, so he's just turned to face these guys. That's it. Clock's ticking, so we're going to get into the Dwarfs. Turn 2. Dwarf Turn 2. We fired an organ gun and it blasted the hell out of the little character who was there. He was not quite correctly positioned to stop these guys from flank charging this lot. Low casualties, they didn't kill anything, but they killed one of these, but they still fall back. Pass their morale, roll very low. We move these guys up, bearing in mind that we'll get a charge from these guys next turn, so we've only got to take it in the face. Over here, we charged this giant with 2 units. Failed to kill him. He then turned around and headbutted the standard bearer, who had a 4+ ward, but failed all fucking 3 and died. On the plus side, we fired some cannon at this guy. Didn't do a lot, so we fired the handguns at him. He's down by 3 wounds out of his 6, so we'll do something about that in the next turn. This unit here probably won't be there at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Over here, the gyrocopter blasted these guys, killed one, but then they scuppered. And there's still some fisticuffs happening over there, so I'll report on that in just a moment. Over here, in Emilio's thing, we didn't get the, well, they dispelled the thing which makes everyone immune to terror, but they passed the test anyway. The dwarfs lost the fight against this guy, but then you got pushed back, you rolled really well on morale. And as for the shooting, it looks like you've blasted a couple of kitties.
Yeah, 2 left.
2 dead, 2 left?
Yeah.
That's not too bad, and it's enough to stop these guys from having a clean charge. One of them appears to be wounded. What happened to the fight over there? Gets the big...
Took out one of the razor.
Killed a razor gore.
Yeah. So my demon slayer got revenge and killed one more, but then they
got him? Alright, so what about that other fight?
It was a challenge, they got killed.
Oh, dearie me.
And pushed him back.
This is when you throw a fucking champion into it, but anyway.
Here's the challenge. So he won the
Yeah,
challenge.
shit happens. Alright, well, yeah, the dice rolls are flapping backwards and forwards in this game. It's pretty even, I'd say, although wacky in terms of the variety of results, and that's basically it. We are now into Beastmen Turn 3. Alright, a very quick summary. What a clusterfuck. Over here, everything charged into the Longbeards and stomped all over them as much as they could. There's 5 left, and they fell back in good order, fortunately, but then they fell back into a Jabberslithe and into a unit of handgunners and into a cannon and ended up on the other side going, fucking hell! Over here, these guys actually did alright. They may have lost combat, but they rolled really well. These handgunners did a great job. A Jabberslithe charged into them on the fly over a bunch of other fucking infantry units. Killed one. They whopped it back a little bit, not much. And then it said, oh, I'm scared, and it ran away for the handgunners. The chariot actually overran. This is a chariot, believe it or not. I had no idea that was a chariot, but that's a chariot.
Yeah, look, it's not much of a chariot, but he told me it was a chariot.
It followed up after the Longbeards and crashed into the hand.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Handgunners
The
charged,
handgunners, in their pursuit of the Jabberslithe, ran into that, which is convenient.
Charged thing wrong.
This guy was charged by that. It didn't kill much, and it ran away because the combat res was so high. We chased it, but we ran into the Jabberslithe and killed that instead, so that guy got away. Well, that's our turn next. Over here, these heavy hitters crashed into this unit of infantry, killed a few in each side, and they fell back a little bit. These guys ran over here to get in the way of everybody. These guys charged. No, they were in a fight. They won. These fellas didn't do much, and we only did one win back to them, we think. Ooh, what else? What else? This unit here requires some explanation. They were over there somewhere, and they were in column, and they had the spell put on that makes them fly. But because they were in column, they do a triple move instead of a double when they move at the double at flight. So they moved 36 fucking inches. You'd think we had cavalry in Napoleonics or something with a move like that. They're now behind our lines. I've got no fucking idea what happened over here, but it looks like a unit of infantry was slaughtered by that guy and that guy. Then, what happened then was...
over here there were how many dwarfs originally?
What's that?
There was 18.
18 dwarfs got charged by force.
Oh, so they're really stacking on the Beastmen left flank there. And how did those organ guns die?
This is hilarious.
He charged straight into the organ guns.
The Giants are doing just stupid.
Did he have a free...
I can't believe they killed that.
Did he have the ability to charge them, did he?
Take D3
Or was that in the
plus
overrun?
Oh, fuck, you did.
Up to
So you had free space to charge them. I thought they
Thank you
didn't.
for coming.
Alright, shit happens. I guess those guys charged your organ guns and fucked shit up. So kind of what we expected there. I just didn't think it was going to happen this turn.
And
The other
then this
unit,
unit should sort of evaporate.
that got
this round.
broken as well by the Gorbel and the Shaggle.
Yeah. They got a lot of hitting power. Alright, well, we are going to move into the Dwarf Turn 3 now. Let's get on with it. Alright, end of Dwarf Turn 3. It's still busy. There was a unit here. They're all dead. They got jumped up and down and walloped, and somebody belly flopped on them. What a way to go. We lost a couple of guys here, but we chased off this fella. These guys chased after that fella, and he ran away. There's a fight going on here. We're pushing them back, but they just refuse to fucking die. The dogs came around here, and for lack of anything better to do, we shot at them with handgunners. Now, we dumped a whole bunch of fire from guns and other things, everything we could at these guys, and killed a grand total of like 3 or 4. That's pathetic. Oh, the miners came on though, the last of the miners. So there's another miner unit here. We charged up there. These guys barreled back into the combat with the... What were those guys they're fighting against?
Which one?
The ones these guys killed.
Dragon Ogres.
Dragon Ogres, yes. And the Dragon Ogres rolled rather shit and fled and were chased down. They were all snake eyes in the flea move. That was very fortunate for me, not complaining about my dice today. And we hocked some dice at something. I killed one of the Gorgons or something that was here.
You hit it twice and killed it.
Yes.
Maximum wounds to kill it.
Yes. And then the other cannon, we had the help from the engineer, managed to misfire twice, so that kind of... Actually, my guns have been doing alright so far. Let's hope this comment doesn't jinx that.
Yay.
Over here, we charged the hammerers into this lot. That was fine. And then we manoeuvred these guys to get in the way, because this massive unit is a bit jimmied up now, and it can't really make a charge into anything. And if something does happen that it can get a charge in against these guys, they will collect these guys, so we're running interference there.
Strength 5.
Redirected these, so when the chariot comes in, it's in the face and not in the flank.
-1.
There's a few things we're still working out over here. Yeah, this kitty seems to have killed an engineer, and the other engineer charged in the flank for shits and giggles.
Impact hits.
And then we'll work out what's happening over here, and that'll be that.
Impact is supposed to happen first.
Quick note with this shit, the kitty cat that crashed into the cannon we countercharged the dwarfs, they chased off the cat. It lived though, so I rolled like crap, but that's okay, and we fired up into a doom ball. It's their turn next. There's recriminations going around and people are still winning.
I beat them in combat and they got pushed back, but then I stayed in combat with them.
Well, that's good, because they're in the way of these guys fighting you, so that's good. We can stay in combat and hold up the centre for a long time. On that note, turn 4 for the Beastmen. Alright, some initial sorting out what the hell is happening. This guy charged the cannon, jumped up and down, killed him, and ran into the longbeards, which is bad. These guys didn't get their charges in, but that's neither here nor there. This lot charged these guys. They killed a few, but we then rolled total crap on our leadership and ran away. Fortunately, they rolled crap on their pursuit move and didn't catch. But these guys panicked and ran, which is annoying, because I was going to use them to chase this guy off the table. So they'll both get a chance to rally needing 10s, which is not too bad. We've still got some combat to go, we'll sort that out. Over here, a chariot charged into the handgunners and wasted them over there. There's a character on that chariot, so that was rather unfortunate. In this fight, we actually won, but we pushed him back, but he did kill a lot on the way in. This guy's buffed from hither to thither. There was a meat grinder over here, and the hammerers are getting hammered. Mostly by the Shaggoth. That guy's a beast. They didn't do a lot of casualties in return, but they were stubborn, so they used that, and they pulled back a couple of inches, and they're fine. Over here, we beat this guy, but he only fell back a little bit. We'll have another hack at him in just a moment. And on that, we're on to turn 4 for the Dwarfs. Okay, it's the end of turn 4 and it's game. Over here, this bastard charged into the Longbeards, and they're still here. We shot at a bunch of stuff and killed a chariot. We charged some riffraff and killed them. The fight continued over here, and we killed the character. He bumped off a few guys in return.
I'm quite happy with this result.
We shot a manner of shit at this guy, and he survived. We shot at these guys with an organ gun and killed 4 out of the 6, but the last couple actually passed. More, however, these guys that flew around here before got the hell shot out of them by these fellas and died. We'd ignored them. These guys were in combat against this fella. He won the combat, but only by a bit. That pushed back slightly. We didn't charge with these guys. These fellas killed off a couple more of the pigs that look an awful lot like tigers. And what happened in the shit fight over here?
Seesaw, back and forth.
Seesaw.
We pushed them back.
That fight's still going on.
He's doing all the damage.
Alright, and some other riffraff died. So what we'll do now is we'll take a vague running guess at what the hell the points are, and we'll check in after. So we've worked out the maths, and the first comment that happened when we worked it all out was someone said, "Are you sure you calculated correctly?" So we realised that the dwarfs have lost a total of 2,003, plus there's a couple of standards in the mix to bring it down 50 to 100 points, give or take. And we slaughtered 2,217 points of the Beastmen. Plus or minus, there might be some, I don't know, some standards or something in the mix. It's hard to tell what's going on exactly. This is taking into account everything that's at 25% or lower. So we think, out of 8,000 points, the dwarves are ahead by something like 114. Oh, and everyone's trying to find out.
We've got 3 rules now.
Yeah, oh yeah, well we're trying. They're going through the fucking fine print. Lawhammer is allowed. Well, there's an appeal, Your Honour.
Always going for the
Well, Sean's going through the fine print. Gentlemen.
I clicked the wrong thing.
Oh, here we go. Somebody clicked something wrong.
Okay, so if you capture the battle standard or destroy, it's 50 points. And anything, any band standard is 50 points. So how did you kill?
Here we go. They're trying to work it out.
There was one. There was a.
What about the standard in the gunners?
Yeah,
The gunner standard and the trollslave standard.
And what about the other unit on the other
you
side?
killed 1,905 points.
That's 3 standards. That's 100.
Oh, I see. So the Beastmen are now revising down their casualties and trying to revise up ours.
150 points.
I normally do it manually.
Suffice to say, whichever way you try and jiggery poke the whole damn thing,
I just because when I was going for a click.
the end result is fuck all difference after 6 hours worth of gameplay.
So they had another 50, 150.
I didn't add the
We were
captured
up by
banners.
200.
Oh, okay.
How
Well,
many banners of yours you captured of ours?
yeah, who gives a
Well,
fuck?
we destroyed a banner.
Because we worked it out and then everyone changed their minds.
You destroyed their own off the table.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
what have we learned?
That the dwarfs lost.
I did learn that, but just the epic.
They fucking did not. It's either we won or you might scrape through yourselves a bit of a tie if you worked really hard at redoing the maths.
How many did you lose? So there
4
was,
pigs, so at 52 points each.
so 1905 of mine plus the 4 pigs is 2. So you got 2,100 rough of. The
Oh, that's
base.
more than I thought. Okay, no, we definitely won.
No.
Then we got 3 standards.
I think for the sake of diplomacy, we'll call it a tie. But you certainly.
We got
With the tie.
We're going to call it a tie
250.
because we came in ahead on points. We're just arguing about how many.
We actually came in a bit of a
Time to shake hands and make recriminations later.
That's good, Amelia.
Gentlemen, thank you. That was a blast and a half.
Thank you very
Andrew.
much. That was very good job.
And
And can I just say,
Thank you.
that I want to thank Doug in particular for his giant throwing a boulder and killing one of his
one of his own guys.
That was 245
Yeah,
points.
that boulder throwing motherfucker's the man of the match.
Thank you, Doug.
Do I get that? Because it was my
And
doing.
it stuffed up all my redirections because I had him in a place where you had to charge him, and it stopped, and then he.
And that's why it's Warhammer instead of chess. We're now phoning our wives to let them know we're going to be late and make our excuses. On that note, gentlemen, I think it's look. Feel free to hit like
Thank you to our host Andrew for
Yes.
making the room available.
because this is
for setting up
Andrew's
the table.
awesome table and allowing us to debase his perfectly fine wargaming table with the horrific shit that we do to ourselves.
Yes.
And on that note, it's definitely time to call it a day.